This is the bridge going to the visitor center. We have a pond. So giant gourami,
I see something.
tilapia, giant gourami, very large black tilapia. This is the visitor center. Okay. Once you pass the entrance desk, go straight ahead, you come to the toilets. Okay. On the left here, it's a little canteen. Here, just beside the toilet, there's this small freshwater pond where you can see some floating water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is able to float because of these air-filled swellings at the bases of the leaves. We call this an adaptation. It's adapted to a water habitat. Here you have a group of gouramis in the shallow pond water. Gouramis are able to breathe air. See, they're breathing atmospheric oxygen. Now why would a fish living in a shallow muddy pond need to breathe air? And near the toilets, there's entrance to an exhibition area called the Nature Gallery. So let's have a look at what's inside here.
On the left there's a drinking fountain and a green pond where you can often see animals like otters and monitor lizards and terrapins.
In this display, you have displays showing how different species of birds have different beaks adapted to eating different types of food in the mud. Here you have two aquariums in the visitor center. The one on the left shows you a brackish water habitat. Brackish water is a mixture of seawater and fresh water. So the fish inside here are fishes that live in brackish water. Okay. That's an archerfish with the stripes. Archerfish can spit water at insects on leaves to knock them into the water. Near the surface we have a mullet, and then these fishes swimming around are scats that eat decaying organic matter. And a few other brackish water fishes like this goby over here. Okay. On the right hand side, the freshwater aquarium. There seem to be mainly gouramis and climbing perch. Okay. That there is a two-spot gourami, which has two spots on its side. This here is a climbing perch. All of these fish are capable of breathing atmospheric oxygen. They have specially modified gills that allow them to breathe air. Now we're on the mangrove boardwalk. At Sungei Buloh, you can also see crocodiles. This is a small juvenile estuarine crocodile, Crocodylus porosus. The estuarine crocodile is found throughout Asia, from India all the way down to northern Australia. The very large individuals of this species pose a danger to people, and there have been cases of children and people being eaten up by crocodiles. But so far none in Sungei Buloh, because they don't grow that big over here. These crocodiles are probably pretty used to people because they're not running away, so they know that we're not going to attack them. So as long as you leave them alone, they should leave you alone because they're quite well fed, they have lots of fishes to eat, so I don't think they will come after people. Here you can see nipa or atap palms growing out of the mud. The leaves of these palms were used to make the roofs of atap houses. And the fruits are used in ice kacang. You can see a flower spike over there. There's a little gecko on the atap palm frond. This plant here is called sea holly because it grows near the sea. The leaves of the sea holly have thorns on the edges, and they're shaped like the leaves of the holly that you see decorating Christmas cards. The seeds are used as ingredients in a drink that is used as a cough remedy, and the crushed seeds are applied as a poultice on boils, so it's got medicinal properties. 2 or 3 of the seeds can be given to children to expel parasitic intestinal worms, and the roots can be used as a remedy for shingles or chickenpox. See, at high tide, the water comes up and covers almost all of the roots of the tree, and these tree climbing crabs climb out of the water and stay above the waterline. On the trees, you can also see snails. These are some kind of winkle, and even on the boardwalk itself, these snails climb out here to get out of the water. Why do they do that? Here we have a good view of prop roots of mangrove trees. There are many different kinds of mangrove trees with different types of roots, but they all have in common the need to remain stable in very soft mud and sand, and the ability to gain access to air so that the roots can breathe. So this type of mangrove tree has roots that prop it up, so it remains stable even in soft mud. Different kinds of mangrove roots from different kinds of trees. Just now you saw the prop roots. These aerial roots stick up out of the mud so that they can breathe air, okay, so that they have access to air. In Malay, the trees that have this kind of roots are called api-api, which means fire. I don't know why they're called that, but that's the roots of the api-api tree, the mangrove tree with the roots that stick up out of the soil so that they can breathe air. And this is yet another type of air-breathing root of a mangrove tree. Okay, these roots are knee-like because they come up and then go down again. So we call them knee-like pneumatophores. Pneumatophores are air-breathing roots. These volcano-like structures are mud lobster mounds or mud lobster chimneys. They dig a deep hole, and then the mud that they dig out, they put it outside the hole and it builds up into these chimney-like structures. It's a fiddler crab. One of the claws is very big. It's used for signaling to other crabs.
And the one is very small, right?
On exposed mud flats, you see a lot of these ice cream cornet shells.
Here we see a mud skipper crawling on the mud flats. Mud skippers are strange fish that like to spend more of their time outside the water, crawling across the mud, than actually inside the water, unlike other fish.